Michael, big news dropped yesterday as Concord developer Firewalk Studios shut down by Sony. Mike Straw over Insider Gaming. According to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, Sony's closure of Firewalk Studios and Neon Koi will result in 210 people being let go in total. Firewalk sees 172 people lose their jobs, while Neon Koi is another 38. Neon Koi was their mobile division, just as an understanding of that one. Sony made the announcement public shortly after the news broke in a message on its official website. Quote, "We consistently evaluate our games portfolio and status of our projects to ensure we are meeting near and long-term business priorities," end quote. PlayStation Studios CEO Herman Hulse said, quote, "As part of our ongoing efforts to strengthen SIE studio business, we have had to make a difficult decision relating to two of our studios, Neon Koi and Firewalk Studios," end quote. Hulse says that over the last few months, the team at PlayStation explored all their options regarding the game. Despite those efforts, however, the decision was made to close the studio and sunset the game for good. Quote, "After much thought, we have determined the best path forward is to permanently sunset the game and close the studio. I want to thank all of Firewalk for their craftsmanship, creative spirit, and dedication," end quote. He continued, quote, "I know none of this is easy news to hear, particularly with colleagues and friends departing SIE. Both decisions were given serious thought, and ultimately, we feel they are the right ones to strengthen the organization," end quote. According to Concord launched in late August to less than 1,000 players on Steam and roughly 25,000 copies sold. The game was shut down 2 weeks later with talk of a potential return as a possible free-to-play shooter. What they should have done from the get-go. Michael, we called that one. Ultimately, that didn't happen, so Sony has moved on. There are no mention of Sony by Sony if all employees will be let go or moved to other areas within the company. Insider Gaming has reached out to Sony for clarification on employment status for both of those Firewalks and Neon Koi. Dude, this now brings it nearly to 14,000 known jobs lost in the layoffs of 2024. Not a good year as it continues to spiral down, but dude, we saw this one coming, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, this was almost, I don't think anyone expected it to happen this quickly, but we saw this coming from the second beta is when it was like, okay, there's a lot of players. If you watch the numbers from the first beta wave to the second beta wave, this is concerning. And as you said, I think we both know the game had issues. The gameplay wasn't great, but the price tag, I think, is really what stopped this game from ever succeeding, right? In a genre full of free-to-play hero shooters, with a free-to-play hero shooter coming out in December in Marvel Rivals, thinking you're going to get away charging $40 just was not going to work unless this was like GTA, Halo, or Call of Duty quality, and that's just not what you get from hero shooters, and that's not what this game was. So I'm really curious to see what would have happened if the game would have been free to play. I think it still would have gone down this path, in all honesty, but I think we'd still be talking about this game, right? It probably would have lasted until Marvel Rivals came out. Everyone would have gone to Marvel, and then this game would have quietly shut down. But I think really what I'm more interested in is I hope we get a documentary on everything that went down with this, because the things you hear, right, 400 million, 600 million, Sony saying they think this is going to be the next game, right? They put it in that secret level show that's coming out. I mean, I've heard things in this saying this is going to be the next Call of Duty. This is going to be the next big franchise. I hope we get a documentary at some point that shows everything that went wrong with this, because there's going to be just so many missteps, and it's just going to be maybe one of the more interesting gaming documentaries we ever get, if we get one, Drew. But at the end of the day, you can't charge for a genre that's known to be free to play.
Oh, yeah, that's just it, right? I think it's just too little too late at the end of the day. Our hearts here go out to Firewalk and Neon Koi, right? Nobody needs to lose their job. Nobody wants to lose their job. It's unfortunate, and it just seems our industry continues to snowball down this road of just one person after another getting laid off, getting laid off, getting laid off. It's just hard to watch after all this time. We still can't figure things out properly. Concord, dude, I had fun. Honestly, at the end of the day, I had fun, but I wasn't sticking around either. Right? It was $40. That was the biggest problem. I know $40 technically isn't much compared to when you get into the price of a God of War or the price of a Spider-Man game, right? These games are more expensive. hero shooter genre is just different though.
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to, right? Everything is that free to play model. Why would you go down this road? The minute they said, yeah, it's got a price tag on it, everybody went, oh no. And here we are. Wasn't enough of a roadmap if they would have been free to play? I don't know. I don't think so. It's just timing, dude. It comes down to timing. You talk about it all the time here. Once you reach that 6-year life cycle of development, you're probably past your peak, right? You've missed that window of opportunity to drop that game. Do we need to figure out how to get back to a day where we make a game in 4 years? That's the sweet spot, because that audience is still like lingering and still teetering on whether or not they want to stick around. And if you have a good game, you can then at least pull us in. This was based off of essentially Guardians of the Galaxy kind of mentality around the game and the structure, right? And that witty humor and the banter. If it came out then, it'd just be a whole different conversation. I think we'd be going, okay, now let's talk about maybe Concord 2 and going free to play. And how does that look? It makes me nervous for Haven's, what is that game that they're working on? Jade Raymond's got her game now too. Oh man, it's another looter shooter. And I'm just like, I don't think this is gonna work, right? What is that, Mike? Why am I going blank? I was just talking about last night with Scott. Jade Raymond. I'm looking her up right now. Don't worry. I'll figure it.
It's right there.
There's the new. Come on, I'm going nuts here. It is. It's the money game. Either way, that's not. I'm telling you right now, fair games. That's what it is. And it's not. Dude, I'm worried just like this. Fair Games has me worried going, I think we're going to be in the same ballpark, because all we've seen from them is a trailer, a cinematic trailer. I don't think it's going to have enough to carry us over. Does it all come down to Bungie and getting Marathon right?